Good evening. The California History Center and the De Anza College Schufrat Museum of Arts welcomes all of you this evening as we celebrate and experience the third and last virtual series of this year's academic year's Taste of History. Our umbrella theme this evening is Reclaiming Our Humanity. The sub-theme focuses on the spirit of hope takes shape. My name is Dr. Elvin T. Ramos, Dean of Social Sciences and Humanities at De Anza College, and I will be your MC for the evening. Heather McGee, author of the book, The Sum of Us, in her introductory chapter, spoke about the history of decisions, as in, what matters today for you and me are past decisions which made our world as is, but better decisions will be made tomorrow, are decisions that can make a difference in your life, mine, and the next generation. In summary, she said, quote, everything that we believe comes from a story we've been told. And moving forward, no matter what our journey will be, we should piece together a story of who we could be to one another, end quote. This is a roundabout intersection where our humanity, peace, heart, understanding, and the spirit of inclusion takes a direction towards an oasis of togetherness and solidarity. Let's begin. Born and raised in the Santa Clara Valley to immigrant parents from China and Hong Kong, Gilbert Wong has seen the valley grow and transform and has been an important part of it. He is a Foothill De Anza Community College District Trustee, a member of De Anza Commission, and a two-term Cupertino Mayor and Council Member. Trustee Wong.
Thank you, Dr. Ramos, for introducing me. I really appreciate it. On behalf of the whole Governing Board of Trustees, I am so delighted to be here for the Taste of History. As we celebrate Asian Pacific Heritage Month this month, President Biden this morning signed the Senate passage, which was bipartisan from both Republicans and Democrats, to stop Asian hate. This is a very important topic and dear to me as an Asian American, born and raised here in Santa Clara Valley. Growing up in the East Side, I also was discriminated. With an English name as Gilbert and a last name of Wong, and being the only Asian American person in the whole school, a lot of people picked on my name as Wing Wong, called me slanty eyes, called me the chink, and it really lowered my self-esteem. And now, as we see the Atlanta shootings in Georgia, with 6 Asian American women shot dead senselessly, we need to keep up our guard. Back in 1898, we had the Chinese Exclusion Act, and during World War II, Japanese Americans were interned. We need to make sure that we do not repeat this history again. And I'm so sad to that President Biden has to sign an anti-hate bill, but it has brought America together, both Republicans and Democrats. With that, I'm just so excited to welcome everyone for the Taste of History, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Trustee Wong. Musician Michael Franti was born and raised in the Bay Area and is a passionate supporter of the arts and humanities. Here's a video he did for us in response to the question, why do the arts and humanities matter now more than ever?
And I just want to give a shout out to everybody at the UFRAT Museum of Art and the California History Center at De Anza College. Man, it is so important right now that the arts and humanities are given a place to live and breathe and for the history to be shared. Because right now is an incredibly challenging time in the world, and especially in terms of the way that we judge one another. And in so many ways, people are put into very distinct labeled groups. And then when we put them in those groups, it makes it easier for us to then say, oh, I don't like those kind of people, or this kind of people, or this kind of people. So I'm going to express all my fear, my anger, my hate towards them. And I believe that there's no one that you wouldn't love if you knew their story. There's nobody that you wouldn't love if you knew their story. And it is so important that we not only share our stories as individuals, but share our stories as cultures. And that we have an opportunity for people to hear one another. And that's really what the arts and humanities are about. The reason that I make music is simple. It's because music is the sound of feelings. And it's the way that I'm feeling in whatever moment that I wrote the song, but it's also something that others can identify with and hear what's going on in my heart and see and feel the kind of person that I am. And the more that we're able to do that with one another, the deeper our understanding is, and the deeper the opportunity is for there to be healing amongst groups of people who have traditionally been separated, but also that we can just look at each other and go, you know, we really have a lot more in common than we do different. And that those differences are really what make us beautiful. The differences are what make us beautiful. If you go around the world, and as I have for the last 35 years making music, I meet all kinds of people from all different kinds of cultures and all different situations. And I found that so much of what we do is the same, and in the little minute parts that is actually different is where the beauty lies. So different is beautiful. And so I just want to say thank you to UFRAT Museum of Art, De Anza College, for you guys to just be that bed for voices, be that amplifier for voices, and be that place where people of all different experiences can come to hear different stories about the way people live, both as individuals and as cultures on the planet. So thank you very much. And I'll take you out with a little bit of a tune. It goes like this. I say, hey, I'll be gone today, but I'll be back coming around the way. It seems like everywhere I go, the more I see, the less I know. And that's why the arts and humanities are so important. We love you, we love you, we love you. Yeah. Thanks for having me. Diana, thanks for including me in this. And keep rocking and keep supporting the arts and the humanities. Peace.
Michael, thank you for that wonderful piece. We love you too. Up next, we have the award-winning The Soul Quartet, a San Francisco-based chamber ensemble that brings a quartet tradition out of Europe into the rest of the world. A musical voice for Asia and beyond, music that asks, why not? Welcome Charlton Lee, Katrin Bates, Sam Weisner, and Ben Creeth. They have partnered with award-winning poets Jenny Lim, Nelly Wong, and Flo Oi Wong to present The Last Poisan Poets and Del Sol Quartet. Poet, playwright, and performer Jenny Lim was born in San Francisco. She is the recipient of an American Book Award and has performed with Max Roach, Herbie Lewis, Francis Wong, and other renowned musicians. She also has worked as a reporter, producer, and commentator for CBS News. Poet and activist Nelly Wong was born in Oakland, California. She is the daughter of Chinese immigrants, and her poetry, through her community activisms, she confronts social problems such as racism, sexism, and labor issues. In 2011, a building at Oakland High School was named after her. Finally, we have poet, artist, activist, educator, Flo Oi Wong. Is Nelly's younger sister and a frequent collaborator. Flo was also born and raised in Oakland's Chinatown and is a De Anza alum. Her work illustrates the history of Asian Americans, and she is also widely recognized for her mixed installations.
Nekyumot Myanga. What is your name? Nekinen Chutsaya. When were you born? When I was 12, bandits came and took everything. They destroyed our farmland and property, and we became poor. Times were so bad that some of our neighbors had to go begging or sell their daughters. My parents married me off to a Gimsan Hak from the next village. He was 38 years to my 18. We left for America in August of 1922. Life on Angel Island was like being in prison. Every morning we would get up at 6. They would let us go out for meals, then lock us up again. We ate after the men. The food in the dining hall was steamed to death. It smelled bad and tasted bad. Helen Wong. Negyumat Myang. What is your name? Nekin and Chutsaya. What year were you born? We came together on the Tenyu Maru. It took 21 days. My husband stayed in the men's barracks while I stayed in the women's. We both answered wrong at the immigration hearing. Well, they asked all kinds of questions about the stove we used in the village, the tiles on the floor, even how many steps on the front door. They asked where things were in the kitchen and our lineage going back 3 generations. Now, how can anyone remember all of that? Well, because we failed the interrogation, they wouldn't let us land. Sotoshi. On August 10th, 1924, 2.5 weeks after Sotoshi's arrival on Angel Island with her infant son, Sun Din, the baby died. The cause of the death was gastroenteritis. Din's body was taken from her and delivered to his father in San Francisco. Sotoshi was not allowed to attend her own baby's funeral. She was slated for deportation. 2 days after her baby's death, the doctor at Angel Island confirmed that Sotoshi was 2 months pregnant. Her attorney appealed her case, but the court denied her release on bond. Sotoshi tried to hang herself one night in the women's lavatory. Fortunately, matron Grace McKeener discovered her and cut her down. Both she and her fetus survived. The children were laid to rest behind locked doors with graffiti etched in couplets of despair. Mother watched like a barn owl under the drooped lid of the moon. She dreamt of fireflies under the bridge, of capturing their flickering light. She dreamt of wolves and seals swimming swift and across the frozen bay to freedom. Li Po Yu. When the doctor came, I had to take off all my clothes. It was so embarrassing and shameful. I really didn't want him to examine me, but what choice did I have? Back in China, I never had to take off everything, but here in America, things were different. There was a Guipo who took care of us. At night, you could hear all the women crying. Often those who had been there for quite a while would cry when they saw the others leaving. You know, sitting at Angel Island, I must have cried a bowl full of tears. I would write and cry at the same time. During one of those painful moments, I wrote this poem. Crossing the ocean far away to reach America, leaving my village, family, and friends behind. Who would have known I'd be stuck in a wooden building, not knowing if I could ever lift my head in pride again?
It is 2021. During the COVID-19 pandemic, an explosive time of rising anti-Asian violence in America, Asians are attacked and killed. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island. In Oakland, Chinatown, a 91-year-old man is violently shoved to the ground from behind. A few minutes later, the attacker then pushes a 60-year-old man and a 55-year-old woman onto the sidewalk. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream water, this land was made for you and me. In New York, a 65-year-old Asian woman, battered by a man on the street, collapses in front of an apartment building. The perpetrator, a man who killed his mother in 2002, stomps on the 65-year-old woman repeatedly. Doormen shut the door to the apartment building. They do nothing to stop the stomper. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway, saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. In Atlanta, 6 Asian women are shot by a white man who could not control his sex addiction. Blood flowing from the women's lifeless bodies flood the spa floor. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. All around me, a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. It is 2021.
哎呀，媽媽，我嘅心跳，我識咗我嘅樂聲，但係呢，我想買眼嘅蓋，唔係那眼，唔係那眼。我嘅心跳因為你俾我認識，唔慣學生女。成日好歡喜，我嘅媽媽嘅樂聲係我嘅自己嘅樂聲，阿媽阿女兩個人好甜蜜，兩個聲紅紅綠綠。哎呀，媽媽，可惜我意圖咯，我放工人時，我行返嚟去。我想歡咗你嘅樂聲，我嘅樂聲，我想歡咗我兩個聲，佢甜蜜，佢紅，或者歡咗我嘅聲，或者向我見嗰時啊，向我解，我係個聲媽媽。係歡咗我嘅樂聲，我嘅真心放啲咯。哎呀，媽媽 my heart hurts. I've lost your jade heart. And even though I think of buying another one, it isn't the money. It isn't that I can't get another, My heart hurts because when you gave it to me, I was still a young girl, and all day, all night, I was so happy. My mother's jade heart was my own jade heart. Mother, daughter, two of us so close, two hearts so red, so green. Hiya, Mama. These past few days, when I get off work, as I walk back home, I want to find your jade heart, my jade heart. I want to find our two jade hearts, so close, so red. Perhaps I will find our two hearts. Perhaps I will find them among the ginkgo leaves scattered on the street. This is what I think, Mama. If I find the jade heart, my real heart will return home. Ho Myung Sui, U.S. born, O Oakwood, Hong Yin Fao, Oakland, Chinatown. Ho Myung Sui, Ama Aba, A Fan Lohet, fed me rice, A Okwaji, A Sa Waja, gave me shelter, clothes to wear. Ho Myung Sui, Ni Gao Ngoi Kwai Nui, you taught me, bad girl, bad girl. Ni Gao Ngoi, Ho Nui, you taught me, good girl, good girl. Now I am full of white hair. I fight for working people in this world. Thank you, Mom, Pop. Ho Myung Sui, Ho Myung Sui.
Mama, 舊時我嚟講年資 Mama, long ago when I was young, 你話我好命水 You said that I carry good life's water. 開始我80歲 Now that I am 83 years old, 我答你真嘅係喎 I answer you, it's really true. 好命水，好命水，真嘅係喎 Good life's water, it's really true. 好命水，好命水。Good life's water, good life's water. 真嘅係喎，真嘅係喎 It's really true. It's really true.
Oh, Myung Sui, I said, Mom, you guys didn't gong fan waya. Why don't you learn English? All the other kids' parents take ESL classes. Mom said, they come home night gong. They gong ngoi na wa. If you want to talk to me in my language. Lei yip wa. Ni mo tu gak lai. You've forgotten everything. Ho Myung Sui lei yip wa hoi san ko. The accents got a swing like the tail of the ox pulling its cart along the Pearl River Delta, like Ishi, frozen in time. They say, you never left China. Ho Myung Sui hoi san wa. Language is the boat that delivers me from the homeland. I've never set foot on the country I call home. Meiguo, the beautiful country that never was. Your first language is the language of your dreams. But like the sun that will slowly lose its flame and light and get smaller and smaller to the size of a star one day, Hleyip shall remain my mother tongue, my star, as long as I remain. Ho Myung Sui,
Ho mian
Ho mian zui.
zui.
Wow. Jenny, Nelly, and Flo, thank you for that beautiful tribute. And what a wonderful and beautiful performance from the Saul Quartet. Thank you. Up next, we have singer, songwriter, guitarist Lola. Was born and raised in a Vietnamese family with a medical background and was practicing dentist before she found her calling through music. She has shared the stage with major acts from all around the world, and in 2019, she released her debut album in the US titled Let's Go.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy and proud to be part of this program. And when I listen to the poem, almost my eyes were watering. So let me sing this song to soothe the suffer that you had. And let's hope take shape. And the song is Memories. Can you hear my guitar well? I was driving on this Milky Way, led me home every night. Suddenly these lines became so faint. I was walking beside you on the beach. Pray to God that I can capture this moment forever in my mind. The day before I die, all that I have is the memories when you and me belong together. When your smile lights up my day, everything seems to be so bright. You and me side by side. I wanna fill your heart with memories of me, the tears and smile, and all the sorrow, all the joy, my bittersweet. Yeah. I wanna move those sparkling stars in the night sky, fade or twisted in all hands. Together we're dancing on the moon. I was driving on the same old, let it home every night. Suddenly these lines became so faint. I was walking beside you on the beach. Pray to God that I can capture this moment forever in my mind. The day before I die, you're gonna be with me. Yes, you gonna be with me. In my heart, in my heart, I wanna fill your heart with memories of me, the tears that smile, and all the sorrow, all the joy, my bittersweet. Yeah. I wanna move those sparkling stars in the night sky, fade a twisting in all hands. Together we dancing in the moon. It's gonna be time for you. It's gonna be time for me. It's gonna be time for hesitation. I wanna fill your heart with memories of me, the tears, the smile, and all the sorrow, all the joy, my bittersweet. Yeah. I wanna move the sparkling stars in the night sky, fade a twisting in all hands. Together we dancing in the moon. Wanna be with you, traveling through the desert, running through the stormy night, watching change. I wanna hold your hands, look deep into your eyes, seeing mine being caught inside. Deep into your eyes, seeing mine being caught inside. I call it home. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Wow. Thank you, Lola.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a bit. That was beautiful. Thank you for that. Up next, we have Juliana Kang Robinson. She is an interdisciplinary artist creating work that reflects on themes of unity and separation. Born in South Korea, she received her Master in Fine Arts from the School of Art Institute in Chicago. She was a full-time art instructor at the ANSA for over 10 years and a frequent collaborator with the Euphrat Museum. Hi, Juliana.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And I'm here to introduce a special program that's a collaboration between the Euphrat Museum and the Cupertino Poet Laureate Program. The Hope and Solace Public Poetry Project will soon add color and collective wisdom to a bit of public space at the perimeter of De Anza College. This project grew from a desire to bring art and poetry with college and community participation into the public space in Cupertino in spite of the campus and museum being closed due to the pandemic. Tonight's program takes its name from Flo Oi Wong's poem, As a Petal of Hope Takes Shape. Her poem is a central inspiration to this project. Euphrat Museum of Art director Diana Argabright also collaborated with current Cupertino Poet Laureate Jing Young, and I designed the series of 8-foot-tall scroll-like banners that you see here. These banners that you see will be facing oncoming cars on Stevens Creek and Stelling Boulevard. They will also include a series of 3-word phrases about hope with pojegi designs and the bears drawn from my own artwork. Pojegi are Korean wrapping cloths made from scrap silk, and they are a reminder that when diverse parts come together like a patchwork, beautiful things can happen. Next slide, please. These are a few of the banner sides with poetic contributions. At the top that you see here are the characters for the word hope in different AAPI languages. Pedestrians will be invited to go for poetry walks. The lines by accomplished and budding poets from Cupertino all the way to New York honor the universal need for hope. Contributors include renowned writers and arts leaders, De Anza students and faculty, and elementary and middle school poets. Last slide, please. This is an image from Hansan, which was an art installation that I did at Method Gallery located here in Seattle. And we hope to have this exhibit shipped to the UFRET and recreated as part of the late fall or early winter exhibition titled Common Ground. So be sure to check out the museum's website for updates. Thank you so much for funding from the Friends of the UFRET and the City of Cupertino. Thank you so much to Diana Argerbright, who is the master coordinator doing all the behind the scenes work for this project. I believe art and poetry should be in every shared public space. It is what reminds us of our shared humanity, something we need today more than ever. Thank you so much for your time and for the opportunity for us to do this program.
Thank you, Juliana, and we're certainly looking forward to see your work all over our community. So thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure.
Now we have our good friend, Jingjing Yang. Jingjing Yang is Cupertino's 6th poet laureate and first immigrant poet. She grew up with a love for poetry, listening to her father recite Chinese classical poetry from the Han, Tang, and Song dynasties. She wants to help Cupertino become a place where the West meets the East, and his poetic voice is heard all over the globe. Hi, Jingjing.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to read a poem I rushed today. It's called A Wall of Hope. 30 years ago, after 3 visa rejections from US Embassy, my hope seemed diminished. On June 2nd, 1991, once again, after a 14-hour train ride, I arrived in Beijing. Resting for a couple of hours, I got up at 3 a.m. After a few bus transfers, I showed up at the East Xiushui Street at 5 o'clock in the morning, joined the long lines of waiting with those who dreamed American dreams. My visa to United States was granted that day. What an unforgettable afternoon. Happy tears dripping when I walked out the envious crowds. I went to the post office and telegraphed my mom. The next day, I carried all my hopes and dreams and climbed to the top of the mountain, Ba Daling, as known as the Great Wall. I prayed, rock, rock on the wall. Please don't let me lose hope on this rocky journey that Aspera Road. After 10,912 days, I never forget my wish and pray. No matter how rough my day, during those 30 years living in USA, at school getting bad grades, working as blue-collar stiff to survive, going through a divorce, being a single mom, being laid off, mourning my father's passing, being sexually assaulted, taking care of feverish daughter in the middle of night, relocation from coast to coast with 300 boxes and resetting my life. All the above and more. Hope sometimes disappears and leaves me alone. I was disappointed, helpless, and many times I despaired. It was poetry that saved me. I once had Emily Dickinson's "Hope is a thing with feathers" attached as my job hunting email signature. On my bathroom mirror wall, I had Poetry Fairy 李白's line. 天生我材必有用, which means heaven has made me talents. I'm not made in vain. The wall, great or small, I've climbed many. Together, we've broken more, such as COVID-19 ferocious wall. With effective vaccinations, they have saved lives, millions and millions. We've already seen a light at the end of tunnel. I say, let's build a wall of voices, creativities, and hope. Let's write poems, make paintings, calligraphies, photographs, and call it Asian American Pacific Heritage Art Wall. Because we're not done yet. The American dreams occasionally becomes a sinking boat. Our colored skin are still mistreated, tortured, and even murdered. My mom's friend, Auntie Yan, just got robbed at the entrance of her own senior home right after a bank visit on March 31st near the Chinatown in LA. The inequality, the racism, and a host of other social issues need rectification. We need this wall to speak our thoughts, anchor our voices, and witness justice, to tell the stories about our heritage and ancestors, to connect with the people in the world. We need this wall to be us, to be the hope that lives within our souls. We need this wall to be the concrete Great Wall. Thank you. To celebrate Asian American Pacific Heritage Month, I encourage everyone to stop by Cupertino Library to be a part of Art Wall Project, a line of words, a painting, a drawing, a calligraphy, or photography, imprinting, or handwriting in any languages are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jingjing. Thank you for sharing your passion, and we hear your charge. Thank you. We now have South Bay poet and writer Elena Gupta, age 9, was recently featured on KQED's California Report, and her poem, The Mountain, was just chosen for the Union School District's Writers and Artists Showcase. Tonight, she's here to share her poem with all of us, and her poem is about hope during the pandemic. Hi, Elena.
Hello. I am Elena. I'm 9 years old, and I'm here to share actually the poem that got selected, The Mountain. This poem actually has some special formatting, which I can't actually share right now because of the virtual background, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. The Mountain. As you can see, there's a humongous mountain. No? Oh, then look down. Now can you see it? And we are right here. Maybe here? Either way, we are on the ground. And we are going to climb this mountain. Just imagine it's 1 million times more tall. And you might be thinking, wait, aren't we too small? The mountain is too tall to climb, and we are much too small to climb, and we are so low. So maybe by ourselves, we won't reach the top, but with each other, we surely won't drop. Others will tease us and tell us we shouldn't try, but if we take it in together, no one will cry. This mountain is formed by unkindness, unconfidence, hate, a powerful storm. But at the tippy top, there will be no more. Different races and faces will push it further than before, working together to withstand the storm. And when we reach the tippy top and plant a flag of unity, we will overcome a problem. Though just one, there are so many other mountaintops to see. Thank you.
Elena, thank you. Thank you so much. Don't ever stop writing and come visit us again very soon. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for inviting me to share.
So now we have another treat for all of you. We have another ensemble that is going to perform for all of us. Musician Satish Tare started learning tabla at the age of 5 from his father. In addition to performing, he has been actively involved in arranging Indian classical music concerts and teaching tabla in Cupertino and throughout the Bay Area. He is a new member of the Cupertino Fine Arts Commission. Satish's son, Asish, and Gandhar Tare also started learning tabla from their father at an early age. They both perform with numerous artists at musical festivals and competitions, and also teach tabla at their Cupertino school, Tabla Niketan.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to perform tonight. We'll be presenting some small patterns in an 8-beat rhythmic cycle. Hope you'll enjoy. Thank you. so much for this opportunity.
Wow. Well, thank you, Satish, Asish, and Ganhar. Beautiful work, and certainly music fulfilling our soul this evening. Thank you. Oren Mahoney is a member of the Dianza Commission, past mayor of and council member in Cupertino, and was named Cupertino Citizen of the Year in 2005. He's here to send a tribute. Hi, Oren, you are muted.
Let me start again. I should know better than that. I've been on a million Zoom calls. So again, thank you, Elvin. And we have had a lot of great inspirational items tonight. So I am kind of sad to say that a longtime personal friend and ally of both the California History Center and the UFRAT Museum of Art, Jim Jackson, passed away last year on October 19th. I want to take this moment to remember Jim and thank him for all he did throughout his life to make the world a more equitable place for everyone. So Jim practiced law for over 45 years, was a founder and chairman of a community bank, a two-time mayor of Cupertino as well, and was also named Cupertino Citizen of the Year. He was always exceptionally generous with his time and involved in a number of Cupertino and Santa Clara Valley nonprofits, including, of course, the Foothill De Anza Foundation, but also the Cupertino Library Foundation, Cupertino Rotary Club, and many, many more. Jim was a Taste of History program sponsor from the beginning, over a decade ago, to the last one before the pandemic. For about 20 years, starting in the early 1980s, he was also a board member and advisor to the UFRAT. Next slide. Here Jim is pictured with Diego Gomez, the 2017 De Anza commencement speaker and President's Award recipient. Diego received the Jim and Pat Jackson CREF, Cupertino Rotary Endowment Fund Scholarship to attend San Francisco State University. During his time at De Anza, Diego also worked with the UFRAT Museum and the California History Center. And Jim would be proud to know Diego graduated from San Francisco State University and is now working on a master's degree in the Netherlands. Next slide. I guess, okay. A champion for equity and inclusion, Jim's support helped bring many California History Center and UFRAT Museum programs and dreams to life. Fundraised through the Taste of History events have supported training and mentoring De Anza students and capturing and preserving the oral history of our elders and other marginalized California communities. Funds have also helped provide safe spaces for creative expression for at-risk children and youth at the lowest income schools in the city of Sunnyvale. The museum's arts and schools programs had offered free of charge after-school art classes there for 30 years. The positive impact Jim's had on his community, family, and friends is his legacy. Thank you, Jim, for all you did to make the world a better place. And now back to you, Elvin.
Thank you, Oren. Wonderful tribute there. We appreciate it. Now we have Lola coming back to send us another music.
Hi again. So, this is a song closed today. I would like to sing a song I wrote when I first came to America. And it's a song about me as a dreamer. And it's called Dreamer. Let me sing you a song about a dream who just burns very little, so fight for a desire. Another day has just begun, and I know that I'm born. Here comes a new wave, baby. the old me is done. Time is a circle, when you reach the end, begin to agree. Yeah. Tell me, do you have to choose between the lines? Don't have to play it cool, just sway with the mood. Don't have to chase away the sorrows, you can paint them blue. I wanna love, I wanna see all your fears away. Set, dream until the day all your dreams come true. Ooh, 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 ooh. I used to judge myself too much, lost in fears that I can't touch. Now I don't wanna rush, I'ma live on the river. And I feel so good. What is right and what is wrong in the eyes of a lover? When I feel so good. Time is a circle, when you reach the end, begin to agree. Yeah. Rolling, rolling on the rhythm, coming to the ocean. Don't have to play it cool, just sway with the mood. Don't have to chase away the sorrows, you can paint them blue. I wanna love, I wanna see all your fears away. Set, dream until the day all your dreams come true. Ooh, 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 ooh. I've been to the tops, I've been to the bottom. I'm the heart of the fight. I've been to the top, I've been to the bottoms. I'm the fate of a dreamer. I've been loved and I've been broken. I'm the heart of a fighter. If you ever judged by the others, be the eyes of a lover. If you ever felt like it's too much, be a lift on a river. Rolling, rolling on a rhythm, coming to the ocean. Don't have to play it cool, just sway with the mood. Don't have to chase away the sorrows, you can paint them blue. I wanna love, I wanna see all your fears away. Set, dream until the day all your dreams come true. Ooh, 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 ooh. What is right and what is wrong in the eyes of a lover? What is right and what is wrong? I'ma live on a river. What is right and what is wrong? When it feels so good.
Go Lola. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. That's
Thank you
really
so
great.
much.
Well, everyone, that concludes our program tonight. We would like to end by recognizing the hard work and support of members of our Board of Trustees, our District Chancellor, Dr. Judy Minor, DeANSA's President, Dr. Lloyd Holmes, members of the DeANSA senior staff, the members of the Taste of History Event Planning Committee, Dean of Community Education, Sam Bliss, UFRAT Museum's Diana Algebright, California History Center, Tom Isu, Office of Communications, Brandon Bailey, and our Planetarium and Community Education Assistant, Gracie Galvan. A special shout out to the leadership of our Foothill DeANSA Foundation, our artists and guests this evening, and those of you who are watching who have been so generous to our fundraising efforts all throughout the year and this evening. You can still support Taste of History by clicking on the link being shared to all of you via chat. We hope tonight's event provided you a time of reflection as we recover, recalibrate, and rise together to make a case for a better tomorrow and new rules of engagement. We are grateful for all of you and your company this evening and your generosity. Thank you again for the privilege of your time. Good night.